Welcome to Certification Terminal. In this series of video, we are going to discuss couple of CompTIA A+ Core 1 question and answers. Let's dive in. What is the most effective method to ensure a secure connection through a cell phone for a customer who frequently travels and needs to connect a laptop to the home office server, especially considering past network connection errors? Option A, relying solely on public Wi-Fi. Option B, hotspot with WPA. Option C, VPN without encryption. Option D, Bluetooth with PIN. The correct answer is Option B, hotspot with WPA. Using a hotspot with Wi-Fi protected access, WPA, is the most effective method for ensuring a secure connection through a cell phone, particularly for a customer who frequently travels and needs to connect a laptop to the home office server. WPA provides robust encryption and authentication mechanisms, enhancing the security of the wireless connection. By setting up a personal hotspot with WPA, the customer can create a secure wireless network for connecting the laptop to the cell phone's internet connection, minimizing the risk of unauthorized access and data interception. Option A, relying solely on public Wi-Fi, is incorrect. Relying solely on public Wi-Fi networks for a secure connection is not the most effective method, especially for a customer who frequently travels and needs to connect a laptop to the home office server. Public Wi-Fi networks are inherently less secure, as they are susceptible to various security risks, such as eavesdropping, man-in-the-middle attacks, and rogue access points. Depending solely on public Wi-Fi can expose the customer's sensitive data to potential security breaches and compromise. Option C, VPN without encryption, is incorrect. While using a virtual private network, VPN can enhance security by encrypting data traffic between the laptop and the home office server. Using a VPN without encryption is not an effective method for ensuring a secure connection. Without encryption, data transmitted over the VPN can be intercepted and compromised, defeating the purpose of using a VPN for security. Therefore, relying on a VPN without encryption does not provide adequate protection for sensitive data. Option D, Bluetooth with PIN, is incorrect. Using Bluetooth with a PIN for connecting the laptop to the cell phone's internet connection may offer some security, but it may not be the most effective method, especially for a customer who frequently travels and needs to connect to the home office server. Bluetooth connections can be susceptible to security vulnerabilities, such as unauthorized pairing and eavesdropping. Additionally, Bluetooth connections may have slower data transfer rates compared to Wi-Fi, affecting the performance of the connection. Therefore, while Bluetooth with a PIN can provide some security, it may not be as secure or practical as using a hotspot with WPA for this scenario. Next question. What are the primary categories of cloud computing services? Option A, Platform as a Service, PaaS, Backup as a Service, BaaS, and Compliance as a Service, CaaS. Option B, Virtualization as a Service, VaaS, Network as a Service, NAS, and Storage as a Service, SaaS. Option C, Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, Platform as a Service, PaaS, and Software as a Service, SaaS. Option D, Application as a Service, AaaS, Data as a Service, DaaS, and Security as a Service, SaaS. The correct answer is Option C, Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, Platform as a Service, PaaS, and Software as a Service, SaaS. The three primary types of cloud computing services are Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, Platform as a Service, PaaS, and Software as a Service, SaaS. IaaS provides virtualized computing resources over the internet, such as virtual machines, storage, and networking. Platform as a Service offers a platform allowing customers to develop, run, and manage applications without the complexity of building and maintaining the underlying infrastructure. Software as a Service delivers software applications over the internet on a subscription basis, eliminating the need for users to install, maintain, and update software locally. Option A is incorrect. While these are service models offered in cloud computing, they are not the primary categories. Backup as a Service and Compliance as a Service are specific offerings or specialized services that may fall under Software as a Service or Platform as a Service categories, respectively, but they do not represent the main categories of cloud computing services. Option B is incorrect. While these terms represent various cloud service offerings, they are not the primary categories of cloud computing services. Virtualization as a service, network as a service, and storage as a service are specific services or components that may be part of broader categories like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service, but they do not encompass the main categories themselves. Option D is incorrect. While these terms represent specific cloud service offerings, they are not the primary categories of cloud computing services. Application as a service, data as a service, and security as a service are specialized services that may be components of broader categories like security as a service or platform as a service, but they do not encompass the main categories themselves. Next question. What is the probable issue if Bob experienced random lockups and reboots, particularly during memory-intensive tasks like gaming, shortly after installing a third stick of known good RAM into his Core i7 system, increasing the total RAM to 3 GB? Option A. Bob installed DDR RAM into a DDR2 system. Option B. Bob installed DDR2 RAM into a DDR3 system. Option C. Bob installed RAM that exceeded the speed of the RAM in the system. Option D. Bob installed RAM that didn't match the speed or quality of the RAM in the system. The correct answer is Option D. Bob installed RAM that didn't match the speed or quality of the RAM in the system. This option is the most probable cause of Bob's issue. Mixing RAM modules with different speeds or quality can lead to compatibility problems and system instability. Even if the newly installed RAM is known good, if it doesn't match the speed or quality of the existing RAM modules, it can cause issues such as random lockups and reboots. Option A. Bob installed DDR RAM into a DDR2 system is incorrect. This option suggests a mismatch between the type of RAM and the system's compatibility, which could indeed cause compatibility issues and potentially lead to system instability. However, given that Bob installed a known good RAM stick, it's unlikely that the RAM type is the problem. Also, the scenario describes Bob's system as a Core i7, which would typically use DDR3 or DDR4 RAM, not DDR or DDR2. Option B. Bob installed DDR2 RAM into a DDR3 system is incorrect. Similar to Option A, this option suggests a mismatch between the type of RAM and the system's compatibility, which could cause compatibility issues and system instability. However, it's unlikely that Bob installed DDR2 RAM into a DDR3 system, as these are physically different and typically not compatible with each other. Option C. Bob installed RAM that exceeded the speed of the RAM in the system is incorrect. While installing RAM with a higher speed than the existing RAM could potentially cause compatibility issues, it's unlikely to lead to random lockups and reboots, especially if the RAM is known to be good. Modern systems are often capable of downclocking higher speed RAM to match the speed of the slowest module installed. Next question. What does the term duplex printing mean? Option A. Printing in color. Option B. Printing at high resolution. Option C. Printing on both sides of the paper. Option D. Printing in a large format. The correct answer is Option C. Printing on both sides of the paper. Duplex printing refers to the ability of a printer to print on both sides of a sheet of paper automatically or manually. This feature is useful for reducing paper usage and creating documents with a professional appearance. Option A. Printing in color is incorrect. Duplex printing does not specifically refer to printing in color. Duplex printing can involve both color and monochrome printing, but the key characteristic of duplex printing is printing on both sides of the paper, regardless of whether it's color or black and white. Option B. Printing at high resolution is incorrect. Duplex printing does not inherently imply printing at high resolution. Resolution refers to the level of detail in the printed output, while duplex printing specifically refers to printing on both sides of the paper. While duplex printers can certainly support high-resolution printing, the term duplex printing itself does not imply anything about resolution. Option D. Printing in a large format is incorrect. Duplex printing does not refer to printing in a large format. Large format printing typically involves printing on paper or other media larger than standard letter or legal size. Duplex printing, on the other hand, focuses on printing on both sides of the paper, regardless of the size of the paper being used. Next question. What is the protocol used by the largest network on Earth? Option A, Apple Talk. Option B, TCP/IP. Option C, IPX and SPX. Option D, HTTP. The correct answer is Option B, TCP/IP. Transmission Control Protocol over Internet Protocol, TCP/IP, is the protocol suite used by the largest network on Earth, which is the Internet. TCP/IP is the foundation of the modern Internet and is used to facilitate communication between devices and networks across the globe. Option A, Apple Talk, is incorrect. Apple Talk was a networking protocol suite used by Apple devices primarily in the 1980s and 1990s. However, it is not the protocol used by the largest network on Earth. Apple Talk has largely been replaced by more modern networking protocols, like TCP/IP. Option C, IPX and SPX, is incorrect. Internetwork Packet Exchange and Sequence Packet Exchange, IPX and SPX, was a networking protocol suite developed by Novell for early local area network, primarily in the 1980s and early 1990s. However, it is not the protocol used by the largest network on Earth. IPX and SPX has largely been replaced by TCP/IP in modern networking environments. Option D, HTTP, is incorrect. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP, is a protocol used for transmitting hypertext documents on the World Wide Web. While HTTP is fundamental to web communication, it is not the protocol used by the largest network on Earth. TCP/IP serves as the underlying protocol for HTTP communication on the Internet. Next question. What protocol is employed to secure data transmitted through a virtual private network? Option A, FTP. Option B, PPTP. Option C, SSL and TLS. Option D, IPsec. The correct answer is Option D, IPsec. IPsec is a suite of protocols used to secure IP communications by authenticating and encrypting each IP packet of a communication session. It is widely used to create VPNs, providing secure and encrypted communication over public networks like the Internet. IPsec offers robust security features, including encryption, authentication, and integrity checking, making it the protocol commonly employed to secure data transmitted through a virtual private network. Option A, File Transfer Protocol, FTP, is incorrect. FTP is a protocol used for transferring files between a client and a server on a network. While FTP can be used for data transfer, it does not provide the security features necessary for securing data transmitted through a virtual private network. FTP does not offer encryption by default, making it unsuitable for VPN encryption purposes. Option B, Point-to-Point Tunneling Protocol, PPTP, is incorrect. PPTP is a VPN protocol that was commonly used in the past for creating VPN tunnels. However, it is now considered to be insecure due to vulnerabilities in its encryption algorithms. PPTP encryption can be easily compromised, making it unsuitable for securing data transmitted through a VPN. Therefore, PPTP is not the protocol employed to secure data in modern VPN implementations. Option C, Secure Sockets Layer and Transport Layer Security, SSL and TLS, is incorrect. SSL and TLS are cryptographic protocols used to secure communication over the Internet, typically in web browsing, HTTPS. While SSL and TLS can provide encryption and security for data transmission, they are not specifically employed to secure data transmitted through a virtual private network. SSL and TLS are more commonly used for securing communication between web browsers and servers rather than for VPN connections. Next question. Among the following, which policy is not usually part of corporate guidelines for hardware and network troubleshooting? Option A, Authorized personnel for system repairs. Option B, Security awareness training. Option C, Regular system backups. Option D, Unlimited access to sensitive data. The correct answer is Option D, Unlimited access to sensitive data. Unlimited access to sensitive data is not typically part of corporate guidelines for hardware and network troubleshooting. In fact, organizations usually implement strict access controls and security measures to protect sensitive data from unauthorized access. Allowing unlimited access to sensitive data would pose significant security risks, potentially leading to data breaches, compliance violations, and reputational damage. Option A, authorized personnel for system repairs, is correct. Typically, corporate guidelines for hardware and network troubleshooting involve specifying authorized personnel or IT support teams responsible for handling system repairs. This ensures that only trained individuals with proper permissions can perform repairs, minimizing the risk of unauthorized access or further damage to the systems. Option B, security awareness training, is incorrect. Security awareness training is commonly included in corporate guidelines for hardware and network troubleshooting. It aims to educate employees about cybersecurity best practices, including identifying and reporting security threats, phishing attempts, and other potential risks. Security awareness training helps enhance the overall security posture of the organization and reduces the likelihood of security incidents caused by human error. Option C, regular system backups, is incorrect. Regular system backups are an essential component of corporate guidelines for hardware and network troubleshooting. Backups help ensure data integrity and facilitate quick recovery in the event of hardware failures, data corruption, or other issues. By regularly backing up data, organizations can minimize downtime and data loss, thereby maintaining business continuity. Next question. What are the top 2 components you need to upgrade if you want to run at least 3 virtual machines concurrently for CompTIA exam preparation and a future virtual ethical hacking lab? Option A, RAM. Option B, SSD. Option C, CPU. Option D, NIC. The correct answers are Option A, RAM, and Option C, CPU. Random access memory, RAM, is crucial for running multiple virtual machines concurrently. Each VM requires a portion of the system's RAM to operate smoothly. By upgrading RAM, you increase the amount of memory available for running VMs simultaneously, reducing the risk of performance bottlenecks and improving overall system responsiveness. The Central Processing Unit, CPU, plays a vital role in the performance of virtual machines, especially when running multiple VMs concurrently. A faster and more powerful CPU can handle the increased workload associated with running multiple VMs simultaneously more efficiently. Upgrading the CPU can improve multitasking capabilities and overall system performance for virtualization tasks. Option B, SSD, is incorrect. While solid-state drive, SSD, can enhance system performance by providing faster read and write speeds compared to traditional hard disk drives, it is not as critical as RAM and CPU for running multiple VMs concurrently. SSDs primarily affect storage performance, such as boot times and data access speeds, rather than the ability to run multiple VMs simultaneously. Option D, NIC, is incorrect. The Network Interface Card, NIC, is responsible for network communication, but is not as critical as RAM and CPU for running multiple VMs concurrently. While a fast and reliable network connection is essential for accessing and transferring data between VMs and external networks, upgrading the NIC alone would not significantly impact the ability to run multiple VMs simultaneously. Next question. What major disadvantage do thermal printers have compared to other printer technologies? Option A, is far too slow for most functions. Option B, is limited to 16 colors. Option C, is unsuitable for archival purposes. Option D, costs much more in terms of consumables. The correct answer is Option C, is unsuitable for archival purposes. One major disadvantage of thermal printers compared to other printer technologies is their unsuitability for archival purposes. Thermal prints are susceptible to fading over time when exposed to heat, light, or humidity, which makes them less suitable for long-term document storage or archival purposes. This limitation is a significant drawback for applications requiring durable, long-lasting prints. Option A, is far too slow for most functions, is incorrect. While thermal printers may have varying printing speeds, depending on the model and intended use, speed alone is not a major disadvantage compared to other printer technologies. Some thermal printers can actually be quite fast, particularly for specific applications such as receipt printing. Option B is limited to 16 colors is incorrect. Thermal printers are indeed limited in color capabilities compared to other printer technologies like inkjet or laser printers. However, the number of colors is not typically considered a major disadvantage of thermal printers, especially considering that many thermal printing applications, such as receipt printing or barcode labeling, do not require color printing. Option D, costs much more in terms of consumables, is incorrect. While the cost of consumables can be a consideration for thermal printers, it is not typically considered a major disadvantage compared to other printer technologies. In fact, thermal printers often have lower ongoing operating costs compared to inkjet or laser printers because they do not require ink or toner cartridges. Therefore, cost alone is not the primary disadvantage of thermal printers. Next question. What should the technician do next to troubleshoot the issue where a user who received a new workstation is unable to print to the shared network printer despite successful printing by other users, with recent OS updates applied and all other services working fine, and the printer configured for LPT1? Option A, clean the print heads. Option B, restart the print spooler. Option C, update the printer description name. Option D, configure a new printer port. The correct answer is Option D, configure a new printer port. Configuring a new printer port is the most appropriate next step to troubleshoot the described issue. The fact that the printer is configured for LPT1 suggests that it may be using a local port rather than a network port, which could be causing connectivity issues for the new workstation. By configuring a new printer port, the technician can ensure that the printer is properly connected and accessible over the network, potentially resolving the printing problem for the user. Option A, clean the print heads, is incorrect. Cleaning the print heads is a maintenance task, typically performed on inkjet printers, to improve print quality. However, this action is not relevant to the described issue, which involves a user being unable to print to a shared network printer from a new workstation despite successful printing by other users. Option B, restart the print spooler, is incorrect. Restarting the print spooler is a troubleshooting step that can resolve various printing issues related to print queue management and print job processing. However, in this scenario, the issue appears to be specific to the workstation's configuration or network connectivity rather than a problem with the print spooler service itself. Option C, update the printer description name, is incorrect. Updating the printer description name is a cosmetic change that does not directly address the issue of a user being unable to print to a shared network printer from a new workstation. The problem likely stems from a configuration issue or network connectivity problem rather than the printer description name. Next question. What is the primary objective of deploying an MDM solution for mobile devices? Option A, to save battery life. Option B, to manage device security policies. Option C, to block malicious software. Option D, to optimize network performance. The correct answer is Option B, to manage device security policies. The primary objective of deploying an MDM solution for mobile devices is to manage device security policies. MDM solutions provide centralized management and control over mobile devices within an organization, allowing administrators to enforce security policies such as password requirements, encryption settings, app blacklisting, and remote wipe capabilities. By managing device security policies, MDM solutions help organizations protect sensitive data, mitigate security risks, and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. Option A, to save battery life, is incorrect. While battery life may be a concern for mobile device users, it is not the primary objective of deploying a mobile device management (MDM) solution. MDM solutions primarily focus on managing and securing mobile devices within an organization, including enforcing security policies, distributing applications, and remotely managing device configurations. While some MDM features may indirectly contribute to battery life optimization, it is not their primary purpose. Option C, to block malicious software, is incorrect. While protecting mobile devices from malicious software is an important aspect of device security, it is not the sole or primary objective of deploying an MDM solution. MDM solutions typically include features such as antivirus protection and malware detection to mitigate security risks, but their primary objective is broader and encompasses overall device management and security policy enforcement. Option D, to optimize network performance, is incorrect. Optimizing network performance may be a consideration for organizations with large fleets of mobile devices, but it is not the primary objective of deploying an MDM solution. MDM solutions primarily focus on managing device configurations, enforcing security policies, and ensuring compliance with organizational standards. While network optimization may be a feature included in some MDM solutions, it is not their primary purpose. Next question. What is the initial step you need to take after your customer brings you a laptop with a non-charging internal battery, despite being informed that replacing the battery is feasible? Option A, disconnect the external power. Option B, disconnect the LCD panel. Option C, remove the back cover. Option D, remove the keyboard. The correct answer is Option A, disconnect the external power. The initial step you need to take after a customer brings you a laptop with a non-charging internal battery is to disconnect the external power source. This ensures safety during the inspection and replacement process. Disconnecting the external power reduces the risk of electric shock and prevents potential damage to the laptop components during disassembly. It is essential to prioritize safety before proceeding with any troubleshooting or repair tasks. Option B, disconnect the LCD panel, is incorrect. Disconnecting the LCD panel is not the initial step to take when dealing with a non-charging internal battery issue. While accessing the internal components of a laptop may eventually involve disconnecting the LCD panel, it is not the first action to undertake. Moreover, disconnecting the LCD panel requires disassembling the laptop, which should only be done after ensuring safety by disconnecting the external power source. Option C, remove the back cover, is incorrect. Removing the back cover may be necessary to access the internal components of a laptop, including the battery. However, it is not the initial step to take when addressing a non-charging internal battery issue. Before removing any covers or disassembling the laptop, it is crucial to disconnect the external power source to ensure safety. Option D, remove the keyboard, is incorrect. Removing the keyboard may be required to access certain internal components of the laptop, but it is not the initial step to take when dealing with a non-charging internal battery. Before removing any components or disassembling the laptop, it is essential to disconnect the external power source to prevent electric shock and ensure safety during the repair process. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if these questions add value to your preparation. We'll meet in the next video. Take care until then.